After everything I did for him. After all the nights I stayed awake when he was sick, the meals I skipped so he could eat. He looked me in the eye and said, "Mom, I can't take care of you anymore." So I left. Quietly. And months later, when his world started falling apart, he came knocking. But this time I was the one who had a choice. I never thought I'd live to see the day my son would turn me away. David, my only child, had grown into a man I barely recognized. Cold. Busy. Always chasing something bigger, faster, better. When his wife, Sandra, moved in, I gave them everything. The house. The furniture. Even my savings. I told myself, they're family. What's mine is theirs. But slowly, the warmth left our home. Sandra started hinting that the house was too crowded. She wanted space. Privacy. Freedom. One night, I overheard her whispering to David. "She's old, Dave. We can't live like this forever." And instead of defending me, he sighed and said, "I know. I'll talk to her." That night, I couldn't sleep. And when morning came, he did talk to me. But not like a son. Like a stranger rehearsing a speech. "Mom," he said softly, "I think it's time you move somewhere comfortable. Maybe a nursing home." My hands went cold. A nursing home? The house his father and I built brick by brick. The house I'd given up my savings for. But I didn't fight. I just smiled, nodded, and said, "You're right, dear. Maybe it's time." I packed my things that same night. No drama. No tears. Just a quiet goodbye. The first few weeks alone were hard. Tiny apartment. Thin walls. Empty kitchen table. But silence has a strange way of healing. I started taking evening walks. Made friends with my neighbors. And for the first time in years, I started painting again. Something I used to love before life became about bills and responsibilities. David called once or twice. Short, polite, like a stranger doing his duty. Then the calls stopped. And I stopped waiting. Months passed. Seasons changed. And one quiet morning, I received a letter. From the bank. It said the old house, my house, was under foreclosure. They had taken a second loan. And defaulted. 3 days later, there was a knock. I opened the door, and there he was. My son. My proud, confident, desperate son. His eyes were red. His voice was shaky. "Mom, I need your help." He told me they were going to lose the house. The only way to stop it was for me to sign some papers. Because the property was still under my name. I looked at him for a long time. So much ran through my mind, every sacrifice, every tear, every meal skipped for his sake. I didn't yell. I didn't scold. I just said, "Sit down, David. Have some tea." He stared at me, surprised. I poured him tea the way I always used to. 2 spoons of sugar. Just how he liked it. Then I said softly, "You remember when you told me you couldn't take care of me anymore?" He lowered his eyes. "Yes, Mom. I was wrong." Tears filled his eyes. I was selfish. I thought I was building a better life, but I was breaking the only thing that mattered. I signed the papers. Not for the house, but for him. Because forgiveness is heavier than anger. And sometimes, walking away is easier than carrying hate. Before he left, I touched his hand and said, "Son, you never stop being a parent. Even when they forget how to be a child." He hugged me the way he hadn't in years. And in that moment, I didn't see the man who abandoned me. I saw my little boy again, scared, broken, and sorry. Sometimes, life has a cruel way of teaching lessons. They may forget what you gave. But time will remind them who you were. Because no matter how far they go, a mother's love always finds a way home.